is internal. It's pulling down strongholds. It's casting down imaginations and arguments that exalt themselves against the knowledge of God. Dominion is how you process life, your circumstances, people.
And is answered by the echoes of distant valleys, all sailing on hearts not coming together.
A faith which will live in infamy.
I was 18 years old and had my whole life ahead of me. I had been taught the difference between right and wrong. And I didn't want to live in a world in which wrong prevailed. So I fought.
And fought they did. They came from all corners of the United States.
We are now in this room. We're all in it. All the way.
We believed we were immortal. We believed we were doing great things. And we really believed in the crusade which we hoped to liberate the world from mayhem.
But these freedoms were not without cost. Great battles were fought in nearly every corner of the world.
Almighty God, our sons, cried upon thee. This day was set upon the mighty endeavor, the struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and to set free a suffering humanity.
Sometimes I swear the war is a living thing, huge and ugly, that eats up lives.
That's dominion. It's not so much what happens to you in life, but it's how you deal with it, how you process it. Your destiny in God is very much dependent upon your dominion. The children of Israel got to the fingertips of destiny and turned back because of what they said to themselves. Wall cities, giants, we be like grasshoppers. And 40 years was wasted. Lives were wasted because they had no dominion. They had no dominion.
I will Christian Fellowship Church that is contemporary, progressive, relevant, and cutting edge, rapidly growing in Killeen. Pastored by Dave Rosario, they have seen God move in tremendous ways. As they continue to move in fellowship style, God has given them an influx of souls and dominion in their city. Please remember them in your prayers.
That's the most valuable thing in life. It's who's going with us in eternity, not what the internet is temporary.
Jesus Christ.
Katy, Texas is a suburb right outside of Houston. God is truly doing a wonderful work there with Pastor Adam Stevens and the Saints. They recently stirred the congregation to see their investments in Shanghai, China. A team of about 7 people went and saw the miracle of pioneering overseas. Recently, an impact team from Chandler came, where a young girl from a Muslim background was saved and filled with the Holy Spirit.
I don't want to do those things anymore.
Clarksville, located in north central Tennessee, is the 9th fastest growing city in the U.S., and the Saints, along with Pastor Tony Tomlin, are taking the city for Jesus. Just in the past year, they have had disciples rise up to do healing crusades, revivals with Pastor Tori Williams and Evangelist Jerry Fussell in their newly acquired building. Pray for the Clarksville congregation and their baby boys as they continue to reach the cities of the earth. God is giving Pastor Nick F. and the church in Cincinnati, Ohio, great momentum. In the revival they had with Evangelist Dick Harris, they saw miracle healings and lives transformed. As they seek God, He has shown Himself strong and is giving them key couples who desire righteousness. Keep them in your prayers as they build a firm foundation on Jesus Christ, our rock.
I've been down this road.
The town may be small, but there's a church pastored by Edward Tierra with a worldwide vision. Through outreaching, street preaching, and unconventional concert invites, God has certainly been bringing in his harvest. During a teen rally outreach at a local mall, the teens were challenged to step out of their comfort zone and do various activities while giving their testimonies. These teens shared how an experience with Jesus changed their life and how they are living for him today. Using teens, some of which have only been saved for 4 months, God moved on hearts, causing 13 people to pray and bow to Jesus Christ. Was founded in 1878. It is about 20 miles outside of Phoenix. With a desert climate, temperatures can reach up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The saints in the North Mesa Church are burning hot. They have been evangelizing their city, unashamedly preaching the gospel in their streets. Recently, they have been stirred up to set up their parks and apartment complexes to proclaim Jesus. Their labors have not been in vain, as God has added to them, enlarging their vision and their church. Have overcome. Their arena ministry continues to win souls. For their Halloween play Alcatraz, they had over 1,400 people attend and a total of 82 souls saved. The church recently had a much prayed for open door at the naval base where they were able to do concerts 2 days in a row. Their annual Pioneer Rally has been refreshing to all the surrounding churches. Pastor Meyer challenges the disciples and gives them an opportunity to prepare a sermon and preach before the congregation. As they press on, pray God continues to give them an outpouring in their city.
You speak to it and they will be compelled to move forward.
Are running with passion and zeal. Pastor Kevin Baker has designated the third Sunday evening service as Teen Challenge Night. The teens have taken over the whole service and have seen souls answer the altar call. Their revivals have been timely and refreshing. Chapel in Monument Landing, Jacksonville, Florida, is experiencing God in a tremendous way. They began a ministry called Overcomers when they were invited to a local rehab facility. They preached the gospel, and within the first month, they saw 34 decisions for Christ. Through their outreach concert scenes, souls have come to Christ and locked in. As they labor, God has given them fruit, and lives have been touched by them preaching Jesus Christ. The Chandler Church, pastored by Chandler, is gaining dominion in their city through outreaching, street preaching, and recently in schools. The rap band Point Blank was given the opportunity to minister in one of the local junior highs. They were able to preach the gospel of liberty. God is truly multiplying their labors. In recent revivals, they have not only seen the congregation refreshed and stirred, but many people saved. Within a time span of 2 months, they sent the Sloan family to Kentucky and the Pickerings to California. As they sent by faith, God is raising up more couples, and in the same 2 months, they had 3 Jesus People weddings. God is faithful to hear your prayers. Continue to lift up Pastor Campbell and the Chandler Church as they persist in raising up disciples and sending couples to preach the gospel.
Some things in life demand a passionate response. The nations of the world are in desperate need. And I want to say this, that those nations are comprised of real people, real men, real women, real families, real children just like yours. Does the extreme darkness that these people live their lives in, raise their children, and then ultimately bury their dead in, does that mean anything to you? If we are going to affect the nations and see millions rescued from a devil's hell, it will require nothing less than a passionate response by the Church of Jesus Christ. We are living in the midst of the seething masses of humanity that are hurtling towards a day of judgment, and someone has to take the gospel to this world. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
The nation of India has 34 births per minute, 2,000 per hour, and close to 50,000 per day. This makes it the second largest country in the entire world. Around 80% of those born are born into Hinduism in the various villages. Nearly 500,000 villages have never heard the gospel of Jesus Christ. However, the Bangalore Church, along with Pastor Pocky Raj, is gaining momentum in this massive harvest field. They are seeing God raise up indigenous laborers to evangelize their nation. Not only have they proclaimed Jesus in the streets, they have had rallies and a conference to stir up the saints. In several revivals and honorary services, they were able to look at all God has done with grateful hearts. Please lift up this leadership church planting congregation in your prayers as they are a lighthouse to a darkened world. Shanghai, China serves as the most influential economic, financial, international trade, and cultural center in East Asia. Its population is over 24 million people. Living outside of the U.S. comforts to reach this great nation is Pastor Paul and Deanna Alvarez. They have been pioneering there for about 4 years and have seen God build a firm foundation. Through God's provision, the churches from Houston, Texas and Pittsburgh, Kansas have sent laborers to partner in the city. They have seen conversions, and through services and Bible studies, many have walked into the church. As you pray, please lift up our overseas pioneer works, that God would build his churches through these workers. God is faithful to the church in the Dominican Republic, located in Santo Domingo, pastored by Carlos Arias. With the help of the Chandler Church, they were able to acquire a 6,000 square foot building in a key position to impact the city. The brothers and sisters there worked vigorously to remodel the building, and it was not in vain. The building can sit 350 people, and they have room enough for nursery and other ministries. In the Caribbean rally, Pastor Chandler, Bill Croca, and Jose Gacchiola preached to crowds of over 350 people. It was a tremendous time where disciples and couples were refreshed, revived, and rejuvenated. Your prayers are vital to the church here and the destiny God has. Cape Town, South Africa is being revolutionized by Pastor Hector Ortiz and the congregation. Their belief to take the land has propelled them, and in their decisive actions are winning souls. Recently, Lighthouse Remix went to 2 different schools and ministered in songs and testimony. Over 900 students were in attendance and heard about the life-changing power of Jesus Christ. When the altar calls were given, they saw over 400 students respond. God has given them favor, and as they have asked, they have received. Your prayers are essential to our mission works and their revival. is considered one of the cleanest cities in India. However, it is filled with bondage of false religion and idolatry. The saints, along with Pastor Sudhanshu Madam, are continuing to change the next generation. This year, they have had 2 Jesus People weddings where they saw lives touched and the seed of the gospel was planted into the hearts of their family members. Keep praying for the church into fruitfulness and destiny. In the 2018 Malaysian rally held in May, 28 pastors and pastors' wives attended from their countries around Asia. This year was the highest attendance, crossing the 300 mark, with preaching from Pastor Joe Campbell, Scott Lamb, Mike White, Poppy Ross, and Alan Nasir. They are still receiving reports of the impact the rally has made in their various attendees. Neighboring fellowship pastors truly look forward to attending and bringing their congregations every year. Thank God for the faithfulness of Pastor Al Nasir and their church who host this amazing assembly of believers. Catholicism binds Manila, Philippines, with over 80% of the population practicing idolatry. Many of them have no concept of true salvation given by Jesus Christ. This desperate city is ready for revival. Pastor Mel and Alicia have taken on the great task of building a foundation in Pasig, a township located within Manila. Their strategy through basketball tournaments is fruitful in reaching young men. The disciples are able to testify, and Pastor Bianco preaches an altar call for salvation. In April, they were able to take some of their young people to boot camp, where they made decisions to leave their old lives behind and truly follow Christ.
You know, this time next year, there are going to be an extra 83 million people in the world. The global population is growing by 83 million people a year. The increasing multitudes who don't know Christ, aren't they worth giving our lives to? One man said these words, he says that it is a great thing to die in your own bed, though it is better still to die in your boots. souls. You've got to give your life to something. The rescuing of nations, cities, multitudes. Aren't they worth it?